said that you can observe by just looking around. Hinton understands that we've got a lot of looking around to do, a lot of continual adapting to do, and that our future is truly tied to continued access to broadband network, continuing to engage our community in understanding what our future can be, and continually keeping our eyes on the horizon as we strive to find the future for Hinton and take some of our early adapter initiatives and help them to grow into fruition what they can be. Because Hinton certainly intends for the rest of our future to fly with the eagles as we move forward as a rural community within the province of Alberta and help our community become all that it can be. I'm certainly available to take questions if you wish, but that concludes my presentation, and I think I almost managed to stay on time, didn't I, Bill? Thank you for your attention in this matter.
Well, the word almost is particularly appropriate. Yes, you did almost stick to time. Thank you extremely, Mayor Taylor. We could take a couple of questions, and then perhaps after the third presenter this morning, if there's time, we might have questions to address all three of the presentations, and we may get our presenters to get involved as well. So I will pause here for a couple of questions, and Ruth and Andy, if you can get ready for your next leg. Any questions for Mayor Taylor? I've had a question about, do you announce the questions on our Illuminate session? No, at this point, let's go live. Jump in if you have a question.
Okay, go ahead.
I'd like to know, like, how far out from the town of Hinton have you guys supplied the service now, and so on and so forth in the surrounding area?
Well, I'll admit right up front that I'm not a technological person, so I don't know how far outside the town of Hinton we're supplying services. I do know that we have a local broadband internet supplier that is busy putting up wireless towers that is located out of our community. And I also know that our schools are connected through broadband technology and through the Alberta SuperNet. But the ability to tap into broadband in our community is available through two private providers, both Shaw Cable and TELUS, I believe, as well as many private institutions. So really, it's who they choose to partner with allows them to go online and build their business.
Glenn, it's Iris from Peace River. Nice to see you again.
Hi, Iris.
Glenn, hi. With regards to your location, topography is a big thing in the town of Peace River. We're in a valley. A lot of our community is upland with hills, etc. Are you finding any challenges with regards to that in your community and broadband?
Yes, actually we are. Sometimes I lose cell phone reception in my own living room, but that's the reality, I think, of living in the topography that we have, the Rocky Mountains, various valleys. In fact, for those of you that don't know our community, we have what we affectionately refer to as the Hill District and the Valley District because we're built on the side of a foothill. However, because most of our broadband technology is provided through copper and cable and not through wireless, most of the internet connections are well served. A colleague of mine works for a local business, Morad Communications. One of their challenges is making sure that they're locating their towers on pretty much every hill in the region so that they can continue to supply that wireless technology that needs to happen. But certainly through Rural Alberta's Development Fund, I know that folks like Ken Chapman and others are working on getting copper lines and abandoned telephone lines to help connect communities. My personal belief, keeping in mind I'm not a technological type of person, is that that is really about the future of broadband connectivity. So that's a challenge we've constantly faced. It seems to be under control here in Hinton, but mostly because of the available services that private providers are providing us, Iris.
We could take one more quick question and then we'll move on with the program. Last question, please.
Hello, hi, can you hear me? It's Paul Gervain Edison here. I'm just curious about when you're talking about using the best future-proofing type of technology that you can get. That's all very interesting and it's very important. I'm curious about in terms of what the town of Hinton might be doing for things like it has its website, it has connectivity. What about controlling other systems, bringing in even more connectivity to remotely manage a lot of the town systems? How is that coming together?
Okay, thank you for the question, which, by the way, is political speak for I got to take a minute to think about your question. A couple of different ways. One, SCADA technology, which is the ability to remotely monitor and change water valves on our water and sewer system, as an example, is being currently through Edmonton. We've got 2 buildings in our community that actually control their air conditioning systems by remote access out of Edmonton, and I believe might even be Calgary now as well. They're hooked into the broadband internet system, and they control the air conditioning and set their controllers from remote distances. But more directly to your question, now that I've had time to think for a second, we're doing a website review right now in the town of Hinton, recognizing that our website, which was adapted and changed just 5 years ago, is woefully out of date, and we're currently working on that. But through the Grand Alberta Economic Region, we've brought in a group that are looking at bringing in Web 2.0 technology, which is going to bring all the modern technologies on a regional basis to Hinton through what we call our hub and spoke, where we will have the hub based in Edson, actually, and then they will allow each community to connect into that main website and advertise all the things that they're doing. But it's going to grow with technology, including the opportunity to have such things as blogs, such things as Facebook's accesses, and the new technology, through what I understand of this 2.0 technology, will actually be viral in the good sense, is that it gathers data and shares it as necessary by the technology itself. So when Gare finishes their website review and starts to implement this, we fully intend to learn from their practice and then adapt as necessary for our community. Did that answer your question?
Yes, very much so, because part of the question is, for me, is what sort of, if I was looking at Hinton as a place to go live at, what kind of amenities would be there? What could I find out through research, through the website? You know, could I look at properties and property tax issues and those kind of things on the website? Yes, thank you.
And to those specific questions, yes, yes, and yes, all through hinton.ca.
Great.
Okay, maybe I'll jump in. Mayor Taylor, I'd like to thank you for the presentation this morning. It's been fantastic, and I can see you've sown the seeds for more to follow. I think we'll probably try to bother you again for more information about how you're using this for engaging and succeeding in moving your economy forward in Hinton. Ruth, I'll turn it back to you, please, and then I'm going to run over to assist